Hello Trekkies and welcome back with another video of TREKKERPRISE. Well, today we're going to talk about something different rather than Star Trek. I wanted to share this little road trip that big road trip that I basically did with we did together with Taylor from Beer vs. Geek and from the Stargate Guy. I will leave the channel links to his channels into the description box below, so feel free to check him out and give him support as well into his channels. He talks about Stargate, he talks about Star Wars and a bunch of other manly stuff. So a couple of months ago we've been talking and we decided to do a little road trip, and after all consideration I went with it, and I think that was one of the best decisions in my life. So having this road trip and going through the Pacific coast, sitting in a car for 2 weeks, not 2 weeks in a car, but you know what I mean. So sitting in a car for 2 weeks, going through the Pacific coast, going to Vancouver, British Columbia, and going down to Tijuana, Mexico. It was just something really amazing that I really enjoyed every minute of it. Just a side note before I go any further, this video gonna be a bit longer, as you probably noticed, but there's a lot of things to share. After a 10-11 hour flight, I landed in Vancouver, British Columbia, where I met Taylor in the airport. We went into Vancouver, we went up to the Bridge Studios, and we actually checked out a Stargate filming location. And Tolana, he already made a video on that, so please make sure you check out his channel and in the Stargate Guy. And Tolana location video, which basically was a university up in Vancouver. Where are we?
We're at Bridge Studios in Vancouver, British Columbia.
So, Bridge Studios was the one that they filmed Stargate, SG-1
and Atlantis and Universe. Yeah.
Alright, so now we are here.
Yeah. Right across the street.
How does it feel like? You know, it's a couple of feet away. There's the place where actually they had the props, they had the buildings in. How does it feel like to be in a close vicinity of the building that they filmed that iconic series?
It feels really freaking cool. Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird because, you know, I mean, this is something that you just see on TV. You just see it on the screen. You form that emotional attachment to it because you just spent so much time with it. And this is something where, I mean, it even showed Bridge Studios on film in the Stargate episode when they're filming Wormhole Extreme. They have Jack O'Neill be a liaison to the fictional show Wormhole Extreme as plausible deniability for the Air Force and their real Stargate program. And so he goes into the actual security booth across the street, and he asks where to go, and they film the backside of the lot. You know, just on the other side of the wall is the Stargate command set and the whole SGC, and this is really cool. I didn't really watch that much Stargate, but being in that place and seeing that place, the surroundings and everything, I thought an original series, Star Trek original series episode could definitely be filmed there. So actually wicked, because that was a really interesting place. And then we went down to Bridge Studios where they actually filmed the Stargate series. Alright, so it's the end of day one here on the most excellent adventure. We're at Bridge Studios. It's right behind this tree here. Ah, there it is. So we just filmed an on location for the Stargate Guy. Gary, you're not you're not like the biggest Stargate person ever.
No.
But what is your take on all this?
I kind of get it. Like I kind of can feel and see the set inside, and it's just amazing, really. Just being so close to the location itself that actually the magic happened, as you said. Yeah, no, this is amazing.
Yeah,
it is amazing. Even though I'm not a big Stargate fan, but yeah, it's a cool experience.
And then obviously we went back in the campsite. We've been doing camping a few times in Vancouver and even in the Redwood Forest that I'm going to talk about soon as well. After a little half an hour, 45 minutes in the border control, you know, long queue, we headed towards to Seattle, where we were planning to actually stay, but we didn't, because we just figured there's nothing much to see in that couple of hours. So we decided to skip Seattle and we head down to Portland.
We made it.
Indeed, we're here at Portland, Oregon, at the Japanese Garden,
Yes.
as indicated by the vaguely Japanese stuff around us, and the loads
Yes.
of Oregon pine trees.
But it's a beautiful scenery. And yeah, we both deserve it. Especially you, because you drove a lot.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
But
going through customs, driving through Seattle, and making it all the way down to Portland. That's about 5 hours. Plus, we were in
traffic a few times. Yes.
wannabe construction. So
Yeah. But I think this is a well-deserved, relaxing spot now for the both of us, so we can just go and dive in.
yeah, it's quite nice.
Yeah. So this is the first biggest stop in our journey, and this is a staggering. This park is just so beautiful. Beautiful. So apparently I'm going straight to hell because I'm not standing on the path.
Exactly.
But look at that. This is like beautiful.
You can look at that while being on the path.
All right, now I'm in the path.
There we
So,
go. That's all I asked. Not much.
what do you think? This is like amazing, isn't it?
This is really nice. Yeah. Pretty amazing what they've been able to do here.
And this is in Portland, Oregon. Portland,
straight.
Oregon, and feels like you're in Japan.
Well, I wouldn't know what that felt like. Do you?
No, but
Then how can you say that?
oh my God, come
You
on,
can't say
come
that.
on!
You can't say that.
Just use your imagination, and you can. Okay, I know I'm wrong.
You can lie as much as you want.
But this is beautiful, honestly. This is truly beautiful.
It is.
Now, first big American city of my life, and I really enjoyed staying in Portland. We only stayed there for a day or so. And it was really interesting. I really liked the buzzing and really interesting atmosphere in the city. So they had tram system, and they had this interesting place called Voodoo Donuts, where we had actually donuts.
This is what it's like, waiting for a donut in a line in Portland.
It's a donut place, they sell donuts, nothing really exciting about donuts, I know. But the one exciting things and the one awkward thing that I happened to make in Portland and in that place, ordering a donut shaped in a form of male genitalia.
Alright, so we're at Voodoo Donuts. We just got our wonderful donuts. Gary, what did you get?
Apparently I got cock and balls.
You got a cock and balls. Not only that,
A vegan cock and
a
balls.
vegan cock and balls.
Which I have to be honest, I was really surprised.
I told him 10 different ways what it was. Knob and bollocks, cock and balls. The only thing I didn't say was dick and balls.
Okay, well, it is.
So go ahead, Gary. Go ahead and gobble down your vegan cock and balls.
It's not right.
No, according to a lot of people, it is very right, Gary.
Yeah, well, I'm not one of
People who do this can, like, you know, get married and everything now.
This is. I hope it's not really inappropriate. Or yes, this is what it is.
You got a giant black cock and balls. Vegan.
Which
Giant black cock and balls.
I did not expect. So
And I got the classic Voodoo Donut. Right there. Stabbed him through the freaking heart. So are you gonna start with the tip, or are you gonna go straight for the scrot?
come and break it.
Oh, you can't break it, man. You have to be gentle. I mean, come on.
I wanted to be this in my YouTube video, but I'm not gonna do this now.
Well, it's going in mine.
Thank you. It's quite bad getting embarrassed in one channel instead of two, but
Oh, come on. Go ahead. Gobble down that cock.
And just to clarify, I'm in a respectful relationship, so way to go.
Right. Starting with the scrot.
This is so wrong.
Oh no, Gary, it's so right. Welcome to Portland. Keep it weird.
This is in all its glory. This is keeping it weird.
Yeah, I still feel a bit awkward about that, but yeah, it was a good fun at least.
So, to be all fairness, he explained it to me a few times. I didn't understand it first. And while I was eating it, he was like, "Is there any white filling in it?" And I said no, because it wasn't any. But then, as it turned out, there is.
Right in the screw. Bavarian cream, baby.
So this is the most inappropriate and authentic donut I ever had. Thank you, Taylor, for introducing me to the weirdest thing important so far.
Important, we also went into Chinatown because that was so close to Voodoo Donut, and I thought that might gonna be really interesting, but it was actually quite different and quite depressing.
So apparently we are walking in Chinatown, Portland, Oregon,
Yep.
and there's nothing Chinese about it.
No, not
apart
really.
from quite a few closed Chinese supermarket and shops,
Yep.
and a few Chinese signs, nothing else.
Everything's released. Everything.
I'm a little bit disappointed.
From Portland we went up to Astoria, we went up to the coastal line, and we actually drove down to Cannon Beach, that I really enjoyed. Cannon Beach is a fabulous place, and it was the proper introduction to the Oregon coast. Sandy beach, the ocean, the air, everything was so nice. I really enjoyed that couple of hours I really enjoyed that half an hour, 45 minutes that we spent there.
This is beautiful. This is beyond imagination. This is where the Pacific coast starts. It's amazing. What you reckon? Look at that. This is the man who brought me here.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the first time when you see the Pacific coast? I mean, this beach, Cannon Beach?
This beach, yeah.
So-
I'm further down south.
Wow.
I don't really have a need to come up here because I have my own beaches.
And all the beaches in England, nothing. None of them compares to this. This is just mind-blowing. I'm still a bit like overwhelmed. The whole... Wow. Beautiful. Just beautiful. And this is the time when I kind of wish I have a hat or some shorter hair, because it's just all over the place at the moment.
So from Cannon Beach we took the road again. We actually went down to Middle Oregon, and we stayed in Taylor's place. While I was there, we did a little collaboration video with Taylor. Basically I stole his set, and that video gonna come out soon as well as a special bonus video for all of everyone. So I'm really interested to think, what do you think about that new background that I used for TREKKERPRISE. So yeah, that was fun.
That's great. Get off my set.
We spent quite a few days around there, and we actually went into a sand dune quad ride that was fun, and I really enjoyed it. I was scared to death at one point, and it was really dangerous, but I really enjoyed it.
Doing an awesome job. You're driving like a 5-year-old kid, man. It works. It's great. By the end of this, let's make you a fucking pro. Wow. Yeah, this is amazing. This is awesome scenery, awesome quads. This is why people come to the Oregon coast right here.
How are they gonna get down there?
That way.
That way.
Yeah.
That way looks a bit...
That's a drop off. You don't go down drop off.
It was fun. I will probably never gonna do it again. From there we headed down to Redwood Forest, where we actually camped out. It was a really exciting and really interesting place where we actually camped. It was the Burlington campsite. I'm reporting from the Redwood Forest, California. This is beautiful. This is our 5th day in this road trip. Yesterday we got here quite late, and we set up this tent quite quickly. This is amazing. Yesterday when we arrived here there was literally nothing that we can hear, but this is beautiful. Now we can hear some more nature, and apparently there's bears in this forest, so I'm a bit concerned, but Taylor told me there's nothing to worry about. So it was a long trip. We even got lost in the way here. So yeah, it was an interesting drive to get to this point, but this is beautiful. Waking up in the forest like this is just beautiful. So yeah, let's see what the Redwood Forest have for us today. So that is over there, a root system with a big redwood, and it's massive.
So far, Redwood Forest. What is your opinion?
This place is great. It's indoor, so it's like home, but with much bigger trees.
Indoor.
Much bigger trees.
Oh, yeah,
Yes, indoor.
That's the Star Wars movie.
No, it's a small forest moon in the Star Wars movie.
Ah, I see.
Next day when we woke up it was raining, so we had to pack up everything and just literally leave from the campsite, and we headed down to San Francisco.
Happy days.
The much as I enjoyed San Francisco, and the much I was really was excited to go to San Francisco, the much I was a bit disappointed about it, but poor Taylor didn't enjoy it because he had to drive all over San Francisco, and he didn't really enjoy it at all.
Way too many people, way too many hills, way too many cars. You need way too much money in order to live here. Way too many of everything. Great weight loss program. You walk around hills all the freaking time. Great cardio. You're dodging traffic. Great, wonderful muscle exercises there. Agility exercises. Plus, with the price you pay for the food, you won't be able to eat after 7 days. So you will have a great diet program and an amazing way to lose weight here in San Francisco.
And then hands down for him, because he was really together when he had to drive from San Francisco, and from the whole trip basically. He drove the whole trip over I think over 3,000 miles. That's a long journey, and that's a long drive for any human being. And he hands down, he had a really big patient level and really concentrated as well while we were driving in San Francisco, plus further on the way, because there's more stuff to come.
So theoretically,
Yes.
the speed limit here is, the posted speed limit here is 55.
And
There's no fucking way a
55.
person could do 55 and live. And see, like this, if I kept straight, I'll go just to the right of that guy. Please tell me the people in Dover aren't this stupid to build a road this close to the fucking edge of a cliff.
San Francisco was really interesting. I really loved going down to the Bay Area, seeing the seals, seeing Alcatraz, seeing the Bay Bridge, seeing all of those iconic things that you see from movies, like the tram coming down and parking in front of the station, or going into Chinatown. That was a proper San Francisco experience, and I really enjoyed it. I hope one day I will be able to go back and have a bit more time around the city and discover more about San Francisco, which basically served as a Star Trek city, plus one of my dream city as well to visit. And now I visited, I really feeling happy that I actually went there. So a couple of days later we took the road again and we drove down to Santa Barbara. That was a really interesting place as well, and I really enjoyed the Mediterranean style of Santa Barbara. It was just a truly beautiful village, that city that I would love to live in at one point, but obviously the prices are super high, so even close to London I think. So and I can't really afford living in London that much, so although it's beautiful, they have the seaside, they have all these Mediterranean buildings, nice weather, California Riviera. From there we took a little short trip to Vasquez Rocks, where we actually did a video as well, because obviously if you know Vasquez Rock, that was a Star Trek filming location. Obviously if you're familiar with Star Trek, you know Vasquez Rock played a really important place in the episode Arena, where Kirk fought the Gorn in the 60s. Plus, not to mention, they actually had the Bill and Ted Bogus Journey filmed there for a couple of scenes. They had Flintstones filmed there for a couple of scenes, and a bunch of other series and movies. So it was really truly amazing to actually being in that scene and seeing all the rocks and just walking there and just try to figure out where they actually shot this, or how did they actually fit everything in there. It was really interesting to see how the whole park actually was in real. That was one of the best part of the journey, honestly. And the following day we went down to Long Beach where we stayed for a little bit. I really loved the time that we spent with Taylor and with his family. The next day we went up to Los Angeles to check out some filming locations, and without saying anything, here's what's coming. Obviously I'm going to have the full video on these locations on the channel soon, so stay tuned. After visiting these sets, we obviously went down to walk into Walk of Fame. That was a bit depressing because I thought Walk of Fame would be like all this extravaganza and all this fame and shining and lights and stuff, and it wasn't really. And Walk of Fame is not just only one street, it's multiple streets. But I've seen so many interesting plates and interesting names in the floor, so that was really amazing. Although when I seen Gene Roddenberry's star in the street, I was a bit disappointed because he's half a star. His star was half covered with an Irish pub sign, plus everything was just so dirty. To finishing up the day in Los Angeles, we went into Dodger Stadium, where we actually watched the the Dodgers and the Phillies playing against each other. First baseball game experience, and I really enjoyed it. I obviously had to catch up with the rules at the beginning, but I really enjoyed the atmosphere, the familiar atmosphere. Everyone was just around and everyone was, you know, marching for their own team, but they didn't have any hatred. Kids were sitting there, couples were sitting there. It was literally a family time to go into the stadium and watch a game. That was cool. Next day we headed down towards to San Diego. That was about an hour drive, hour and a half drive, maybe two, from Long Beach. And San Diego was really interesting too. We parked by first next to the bay. That they had all of these big ships, small ships, sailing ships, submarines, and they had a big carrier called the USS Midway that I really enjoyed walking around and seeing all this culture and all the other bits and pieces from San Diego. But it was amazing. I really enjoyed San Diego too. And next day we went down to Tijuana, Mexico. Well, that was the most interesting border experience that I had. Literally, I had nothing in mind that I thought I'm going to get questioned, asked.
We just crossed the border. It was surprisingly easy to get in.
Yeah.
We'll see how easy it is to get out.
And just the behind the scene fact, there's already a fence between San Diego and Tijuana, so there's already a fence between the US and Mexico.
Tijuana, we are walking down Revolution Street, or Revolucion Ave.
Yeah.
And what are your first impressions of Mexico?
Everyone tries to sell us everything.
Yes. Yeah.
And even we got like, you know, shouted from the other side of the road. Some guy was like offering us in the same road. Some guy was offering us to go to the restaurant and drink something, and we said no.
Yeah.
And then three other guys from the other side from the restaurant, it's like, no, guys, come on, guys.
Very yelling, hey, buddy, come on.
That was hilarious.
But yeah, so it's interesting. Honestly, I don't really, like. This is actually kind of what I expected. I expected a whole bunch of little shops to sell us a whole bunch of imports made from China, and honestly, I expected that the food would be really cheap here, and looking around, it does look pretty cheap. You know, everyone's selling 2-for-1 margaritas.
And that's the only place where you can see zebra.
It's a donkey that they painted black stripes on.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a running joke here. Apparently some tourists thought it was cute back in the day, and so they keep doing it. And I've seen like signs, like there was a restaurant that had a jackass with black stripes painted on it. But anyway, so yeah, this is actually kind of cool. So far I'm glad we came over.
Eat here, drink here.
So we converted 20 US dollars. I'll wait for these people to open. So for 20 US dollars, we got 360 pesos. And looking around, I can buy a sandwich here for 35 pesos. And we've kind of worked out that like 18 pesos can equal $1. Is that what we worked out?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 18 pesos for $1. So, you know, $2, I can get a sandwich.
Pretty good, right?
It's probably not a good sandwich.
I don't know what to say. I'm just enjoy taking pictures, and you know, he's making sure I'm not falling apart and falling in front of the cars.
He does that everywhere.
Such a tourist am I.
San Francisco, this guy almost got run over like 5 times. True story.
It really happened.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go back to enjoying Tijuana and get out of the shade.
Yeah.
Maybe do some 2-for-1 margarita.
Yeah, we should definitely do that.
I could go for half a dozen. I don't know about you.
One is
Be
enough.
completely bombed when I go back to the States.
Ooh.
I don't know if they let me in at that point. They're like, yeah,
For me, they're definitely gonna send it. Like, no,
Yeah,
you
no.
go back where you came from.
Sure.
No, not at all.
Tijuana was interesting. Don't get me wrong, it was really nice in parts. We didn't really go into small alleys and small ways, but when we were in the Revolution Avenue, it was really interesting. I really liked, you know, taking pictures and seeing all the Mexican signs and all these little flags that you see from Coco. We changed some money, some dollars. We changed $20 to 330 pesos. And to just to tell you what is it's good for, that money wasn't really enough for anything. We had lunch in Tijuana and the waiter was like, oh come on, I'll give you tequila, 2 margarita for the price of 1. I was like, okay, let's do that. Well, I do have to say I'm not a big drinker and I never had a margarita, but this time I thought I'm gonna go for it.
Okay, so apparently this is a margarita. And it's horrible.
Yeah, I'm never gonna have this again. The food was nice though. It was really cool. But comparing the size of the burrito in in Mexico. So this is what you get in Mexico. This is the size of a burrito in Mexico, and it's from the top view is about this much. If you go to the US, this is the size of the burrito, and this is the size from the top as well. So with loads of beans and loads of rice and loads of vegetables and loads of salsa and these sort of things. So US size, Mexican size, and you pay the same for both. It was good.
So not only is it American portions, it's also Mexican portions, which is a lot. Free chips and beans as soon as you sit down, and pico de gallo, and then they give you these massive fucking plates full of food. Yeah.
And my European stomach is not trained for this sort of amount of food, so...
I really had a good time, and I would do it again. I would definitely do it again. If you're thinking to do a Pacific Coast road trip, definitely go for it and do it with someone. I'm really blessed, and I'm really glad that I did it with Taylor, even though I'm pretty sure he was annoyed with me a few times because I was just like talking for random things, and especially when we were driving along the coast in the Highway 1 in California, that was really dangerous and stressing for him.
So you've been saying?
Dude, not now, I'm concentrating.
Too much.
Just take fucking footage of the road or something, because I can't see shit. Talk about what is it? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and lead us not into temptation, and let us not trust those who trespass against us, and ours is ever, and I don't know, I don't know. I'm not even Catholic. What is the last rites for Buddhism? I need to know that. I don't want to come back as this.
Bless him, he did a really wonderful job, and I hope he had so much rest and ever since that, because that road is just literally killing. This is almost like a personal statement towards you, Taylor, if you're watching this. I really enjoyed being in the US. I really enjoy discovering more bits and more pieces in the US in this road trip. So this is a personal thank you for you, and yeah, thank you, Taylor. So overall, I think it was a really interesting experience to staying in the US for 2 weeks, doing this road trip. The whole sharing the experiences and sharing the whole trip with someone. That was really, really nice. I know this trip wasn't just really seeing the US, and wasn't just really just like, oh, I did this big trip and that's it now. No, I do know I have to go to more places and I have to see more places, but I'm not gonna do this alone anymore. Not anymore. That was it for today, and thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and share the video, and don't forget to subscribe to receive all the geekiness every week. And until next time, live long and prosper.